All right. Well, I tried to record and only 2 minutes was recorded, but in a way that's good because it was just really going downhill. But I did come up with some things. North Korea were on the verge of a nuclear Armageddon caused by somebody called Kim Jong-un, whose father was called Kim Jong-il. And I realized why they're so upset, because their first names, because Kim is their family name, they have prefixes as first names. And imagine what their auntie was called. Auntie. Kim Jong-un's grandfather was called Kim Jong-dis. And then their uncle's called Kim Jong-pre. Their second cousin was Kim Jong-quasi. Is that a prefix? No. What is that? You have that and then you have a hyphen. Who knows? Maybe it's a prefix. Probably is. Anyway, so old Chubby Drawers has been seen with his showing off his warhead to his generals, whipping it out in front of them all as they uproariously laugh. You know, his warhead may be smaller than the American warhead, but he sure is proud of it. And so are they, all standing round, beaming smiles, looking down upon it as he rubs it and polishes it. And then we've got Donald Trump's warhead. It's been around for about 70 years now. And he used it a couple of times right at the beginning, but he hasn't used it for a while. Even though Melania keeps asking him to make up for Slovenia's not doing well in the Euro 2016 finals. Anyway, so we've got these two charming individuals and their massive warheads, although not quite as massive as they'd hoped. And they're about to have some sort of, I guess, what's it called? A cockfight. I'm repeating this stuff from this other podcast which didn't actually record. That's annoying, eh? That really, I mean, you pour your heart out into the computer and it just ignores it, fucking throws it away, doesn't even record it, deletes it. Jesus Christ. Thanks a lot, asses. You assholes. Or aces. Or assas. Hashish. You assassin of dreams. I'm using a Chromebook for this. I highly recommend them. They're light. They don't get hot when they're resting on your knackers. So there's a good chance that you might actually have some sperm left towards the end of your life, if you ever fancy needing it. Or want to make your stomach nice and smooth. Just rub it in there. We all know that happens. I guess I could talk about that. What do men do? What do women do? They don't really have a clean-up problem. They don't even really have orgasms, so that's why they're probably so impatient with us. They gotta rely on us for that. But they don't really have to do that. They can buy, marital aids to help them with that. There's a big furore about, robot girlfriends coming up. I saw one woman said she was gonna picket the factory because it objectifies women having a robot girlfriend. Mind you, like I said, the huge sale in marital aids and vibrators is different though. It's obviously it's a totally different thing whatsoever and should be judged accordingly. Totally different. No. When perhaps she indulges in using a long cylindrical shaped thing to stimulate her clitoris, there's nothing to do with the objectification of men. Just using, the most important and hideous looking organ that they have. Is the brain uglier? I don't know if even the brain is ugly. The brain is a weird looking thing though, isn't it? I mean, it's a cauliflower. or some coral. Or kind of the top of your penis, if you're in the bath for too long and they get all shrunken. When you leave your fingertips, you're in the bath and they get all that's weird, eh? I wonder if you get, sound like a 4-year-old kid. Daddy, if you're getting your fingerprints taken and you've been in the bath for 3 to 4 days, does that affect your fingertips? Your fingerprints? This is really, really important stuff I'm talking about here. This is life-changing, life-affirming stuff. What else did I discuss on this other, I was just talking about, how so there might be accidents. Even if Kim Jong-un is just, using bluff or whatever, there is room for error and accidents. Not that ever happens in Asia. I mean, the traffic here is incredibly calm and there's never ever any type of dismemberment, I mean, certainly not within the last few minutes anyway. I mean, last night, one of my friends on Facebook did say they saw an accident where there were 2 fatalities, and that's pretty much what happens every day here. But, that won't happen with nuclear warheads. Cooler heads will prevail. But I came up with this good idea. Let's turn cities into go-kart tracks. Let's use go-karts. Everybody loves go-karts. That means going to work would be fun. Yeah, just turn the whole city and a mini golf as well. Turn the whole city into a go-kart track and a mini golf thing. What do you call it? Golf park? Golf range? Mini golf range? I don't even know what it's called. Golf course? Mini golf course. Of course. Yeah. Wouldn't that be great? Maybe when you're a kid, or just Legoland. Let's all live in Legoland. I even wrote a song about it. Legoland is my big number. The one the public adores. I've heard people singing that on the street after one of my shows. Big chorus of Scottish people singing that. I don't personally like the song. I think it's shit, but I'm joking. I like it, but I've written other ones as well. I'm not a one-hit wonder. I'm not even a one-hit wonder, to be honest. I wish I was a one-hit wonder. Sign me up. Adele, Ed Sheeran. I have a joke saying that I lost my virginity with a redhead and I'll never forget it backstage after a Simply Red concert. And I've been using that here. And I say, please be gentle, Mick. Money isn't the only thing too tight to mention. And I did it at a show here in Vietnam, and there was British people there. Most of the people there are maybe American. And they didn't get it. Or even if they're British, because they're too young. They are just generational divide. So I might have to change it after that Ed Sheeran show. Sex with Ed Sheeran. Somebody's doing it. I'm sure lots of women want to do it. Not in any way because of his fame and status, purely because of his physical attractiveness and his talent and his tattoos. So that's it. He's got that kind of boyish charm with the red hair, which automatically paints him as someone you feel sorry for, someone with the mark of Cain upon him. But he's got lots of tattoos, like a real urban sexy guy. I wonder if there's any sex tape of Ed Sheeran with Adele. That's gonna look good, eh? Sex tapes. I think probably the one I want to watch the most is Theresa May and her husband. I don't even know what his name is. I'm sure she doesn't even know what his name is. Sex tape. I mean, they haven't had children, so who knows? Maybe it's never been consummated. I certainly hope not. No husband should have to go through that. But then again, looking at him, I don't think she really got a winner with him either. He made Dennis Thatcher look like fucking, Brad Pitt. Brad Pitt makes... No. Merkel. I've seen